Hi guys, Ann here. It's December, and for the December challenge, we're doing a bunch of twisties. We're teaching you guys how to do a bunch of twisty types. So I'm going to teach you how to do Latticino, which is, I'm going to do a red one. My core is going to be clear, and so with this type, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a core of clear, and then I'm going to stripe it with the red on the outside of that core of clear, and then I'm going to encase that with some more clear. I don't like when the glass isn't encased with clear. I don't like the way it looks, but you certainly don't have to do the last layer of clear if you don't want to, if you like the look of the glass being on the outside completely. So I'm just taking off some old glass from my punty. I use metal punties just for preference sake, because I make marini a lot, and I have a lot of punties hanging out, and that's the way I like to make my marini, because they get pretty big, and the metal punty allows me more control. I don't have to worry about the whole big huge mass of glass getting popping off the end of a rod of glass or anything like that. So I am building up a cylinder shape of clear glass that I'm going to use as my center core of my Latticino rod or cane. And I want mine to be fairly big. You can start off by making these as small as you feel comfortable making, or as large as you feel comfortable making. I tend to know right about the size that I can deal with easily. After having done this a few hundred times. So this is my cylinder. I've just built it up. I'm just going to round it out. This one's probably about an inch. You can go anywhere, inch, inch and a half. Smaller, like I say, if you don't feel comfortable doing the twisties to learn with, you might want to go a little smaller. Okay, so there it is, all nicely evened out. Now I have a factory pulled stringer, so it's nice and thick. You don't, oh, it's nice and hot right there. You can use whatever stringers you have pulled out. I just wanted them to be even, so I just made a stripe. That's all it is. I'm trying to go around this evenly, and I'm just making a stripe on either side, and then I'm going to do a stripe in this between the center of those two stripes that I just laid down. If you want 10 stripes on your Latticino, fine. I want just 4. I want them to be so that there's a decent amount of clear in between them. Okay, now, so there's 4 red stripes. They meet up at the top here. That way they'll all get pulled when I do and they all touch my punty here on this side. That way they'll all pull hopefully the same when I do my twist and I pull out. So now that I have these raised red lines, I want to fill in the clear space that's missing that extra glass that I added with those raised red lines. I want to fill that in with my clear. Otherwise those red lines are going to spread out, and I don't really want them to be ginormous. I want to contain them a little bit by filling in between them with some clear glass. You can just melt them in. Like if you only did 2, you certainly could melt them in, and this would still look good. But if you get too many and you don't have clear between them, then they'll just all melt in together and it won't give you the look that you're going for. Okay, so now I've filled in all of those spots that between the raised red lines, and now I'm going to do one more encasing over my red lines, and I'm just going all the way around it, so not just over the red lines but all the way around the whole kit and caboodle here. So it's kind of like you would have if you had had a filigrano rod, which is the glass, color glass inside of clear that you can buy at the glass store. This is kind of making your own filigrano without having to pull it out and having to mess with all of that. So you're encasing that color inside of the clear, kind of with the thought that it won't then spread all over the place as you do your twisty and pull it out. So I started over here on this, covering this one red stripe, so I know this is the end. So I have it completely encased now again. I'm going to punty up on the other side. This particular way that I'm showing you here with the striping it on causes much fewer bubbles than the way I do it with the filigrano rod. So I'm heating up the one end to punty up in. I'm heating up my punty, I'm heating up the glass. I push it in, I go up, I go down, I go side to side, and that grabs the glass all the way around. So now I'm going to heat up this mass of glass to where it feels like I'm playing with taffy between my fingers. If you have a stronger flame, you can use that to heat it up faster, but it tends to get out of control faster as well. So unless you're really good at using that extra heat, you just want to heat it up slow and even. And I'm just making sure to get both ends of the punty. That's starting to get soupy and starting to move. You can feel when it's ready when you can push your two together and the whole glob of glass is moving. And feels kind of like taffy in there. Now if you want a super skinny Latticino rod, you're gonna twist fast and pull apart. If you want it to be kind of chunky, then you're gonna twist and slowly pull apart. So I'm just making sure that both of my punty sides are nice and heated, and then I'm gonna do my pull. So I'm going to slowly pull and twist, one hand going one way, the other hand going the other way. And you see the center is always the hottest, so that's the part that twists the first and the fastest and gets the skinniest. So you're pulling and you're twisting, pulling and twisting, pulling and twisting until you get as far as your arms can go, or you get as thin as you want it to be. So this is, it's not the length of my arm width, my wingspan as it were, because I like to do them a little chunky. I like to use them for different stuff. But that is a Latticino. That's a fairly quick and easy way to do them, and you don't have to spend the extreme amounts of money for store-bought filigrana rods. I hope you enjoy playing with these. Thanks, bye.